When somebody tells me my generation isn't going anywhere, I'll tell them that they don't know that because the future hasn't come and I could be somebody.
Urban teens should first start off by loving themselves. And then once they get onto that, they should start going to community centers where they could have help and they could influence others.
I would advise them to just go to school, do what they're told to do, and try not to be hard-headed.
I respect myself by being abstinent, and I also care for myself by doing what I feel is right, not listening to other people.
I have a lot of confidence in urban teens because, for one, they have a lot of problems that they have to deal with themselves. They got to deal with the peer pressures of their friends. They got to deal with what their parents expect of them. And they also have to deal with society label them as not being productive or never ever going to be a productive citizen in the society.
The influences of street life affect my schoolwork in many ways because I'm busy thinking about what's out there, what's going to happen to me, what could happen to me, what can happen to me, and I'm not focusing on what I am supposed to be focusing, so it has a great part and it does affect me a lot.
I believe that no one is condemned to negativity. I believe that with counseling, with caring adults, with people listening to them, that anything can be changed from negative to positive, but the children have to be willing to listen or ask questions, and the adults have got to be listeners and not preachers.
My heart would go out to an urban teen that's in drugs or in problems because, you know, they have a problem and they need help. And I believe that if that's the way they want to go, which is in drugs and all that, you should help them out. And I believe that not only my heart, but everybody's heart should go out with a person that has a problem because they do need help.
When the upperclassmen in my school come down to work with the children in my class and a Big Brother, Big Sister program, and when they come down to the kindergarten, they're marvelous. They are respectful, they are wonderful, they are exactly the way I hope all teenagers would be.
Jay, for jacket, good.
Young people can offset some of the negative things that happen as far as what goes on outside of the schools by involving themselves in activities such as the Boys Club, such as their churches, such as other organizations, participating in different activities like drum corps, and whatever is out there. There are a lot of things that are out there for students, but they have to take advantage of those opportunities, and most of them are free.
We're considered a safe haven for kids. When they come in, we have competent staff members to work with them. We have trained professionals, social workers that can deal with some family problems, and we also coordinate our efforts through the teachers at the schools, and we try to get in touch with all the churches. So I think all together, you know, the parenting, the teenagers, teachers, the schools play a very important role in the community.
That I understand the different things that they're facing, and I can be there for them to be able to listen to them. And the biggest thing I would have to say is to provide them with a forum to be able to speak freely about how they feel about things.
You have to keep focused. The young people right now have a lot of distraction that can take you for the right pathway. So try to concentrate in education. Try to listen to the good role models that you have in life. Try to listen to the role models you have in your house, in the community, in church, and also in the school.
Yeah. All right, stop.
100. Is it top of 100? 3. 1, 2, 3.
To be a role model, try to be there, try to be positive, but to know that if a student is going to take a path of negativity, they've got to go through it, and to see that that's not the right path for them.
How someone care for me? My mom and dad care for me by giving me love, money, food, clothes, and food.
I was an urban teen myself, so I understand the different choices and things that they're presented with on a daily basis. And I think that they're going to go in life the same places that every teen wants to be able to go to. They have goals, they have dreams, there's different aspirations of things they want to achieve. And I think that they can do anything that they set their minds to.
There's so many smart children that's eager to learn, and I think there's also a lot of kids that are lost. But they have good communities, they have good schools, they have good teachers willing to listen. And I think if they go out and they talk to their parents, they always manage to do okay.
If no one is there as a parent or guardian or someone like myself to tell them that this is the right and this is the wrong, they don't have a choice. And life is about choices. Once you know what's right and what's wrong, when you get to that point, you're going to make the right decision.
Absolutely.
About the only thing I can do to help my students avoid the negative activities that go on in the streets is to be there for them, to teach them, to show them that the doors of education are open to them, careers are open to them, and be willing to listen to them and help them when they need help.
I also think that kids today have a lot of issues that I didn't have as a child coming up. It's a little more harder today, but they always manage to find their way.
I try to show them on a very elementary level in the way that I hope will follow them as they go through the grades, so that when they get to be teenagers, it stays with them.
When I see the young generation right now, I see a generation with a lot of goals, a lot of energy, a lot of capacity, a lot of things that they can accomplish. I see the future of the United States, I see the future of New Jersey, I see the future of Newark. The people that are going to take our jobs and make better ourselves and make better our society.
Louis is an incredible, sensitive, strong character, and very fine person.
He always told us, whatever you do in life, make sure you do it right. You know, make sure it comes out, the finished product has to be the best. You always want to strive for the best. And that's one of the things I love about him.
Families of Silenced Shoes, our next documentary, is one of our most moving pieces that was done by 9th graders in the South Bronx who were Spanish dominant, the majority of the kids in the class. And when they wanted to address anti-gun violence, they felt that the best way to do it was by illustrating the pain that a family goes through when they lose a teenage child through gun violence.
Help people. If they would lose the person that they love the most.
Get to know never give up. I'm coming to the point where I'll be graduating.
You have to try to do something with the kids.
Like people fighting for something. They true.
That's the future. The future.
The Silent March is a way of dramatizing to our politician in Congress, because we're planning to go to the Capitol and line up over 39,000 shoes, which represent the number of people who die from firearms each year.
I don't enjoy talking about the death of my son because he was murdered. That brings me a lot of sadness.
My son was killed with a Saturday night special, a cheap gun that any kid could get in a corner nowadays. And they use it because they feel powerful. And the thing is, afterwards, they know they're not powerful.
I saw my son lying on the street. My son lied on the street for 4 hours in the cold pavement, and I could not go near my son. That devastated me, because I wasn't even allowed to say goodbye to him.
When I lost my baby brother, I was traumatically devastated. I cannot spend the day without thinking about him. The funeral was very hard for me, because that was the last time I was going to see him. It was very, very, very hard saying goodbye to somebody that you love so much. I really took it very bad. I mean, I've lost a lot of people in my life, but my brother was like, it was very hard.
When I first heard that my son was murdered, and then I asked about his friend, Heath, and I was told that he was also murdered, the devastation was double because I've seen this young man grow up with my son.
I feel a lot of sadness because my son's not with us today. I feel sadness because I can't share with him what I had planned to share with him. I feel sad because I have no grandchildren that are going to be coming from him. I feel sad because every time there's a Christmas or Thanksgiving or a family function, he's not there. And we miss him.
I hate being there. I go because I have to go, because that's all I have left, besides his memories. I have to be there because it also brings me comfort when I am having a bad day. But it's not a place that I would want to have gone to or visit. And it brings me a lot of sadness when I go.
My life will never have the same meaning without my son anymore. Our life has completely changed. Right now, there's over 109 families a day that are feeling the pain of what guns do, because 109 people a day are dying because of firearms, and something has to be done about it.
The advice that I have for teens that use guns is that think before you use a gun, because you're going to get caught anyway. Sooner or later, someone's going to know you have a gun or that you used the gun. Think of how you would feel if someone hurt someone from your family.
I would advise the kids who use guns to go visit a prison. Look and see what's going to be in store for you if you use this gun. How that 1 minute of glory of what they think is glory is going to be a lifetime of misery. The reason for shoes is because they are going to be marching in Washington, and they can't march. That's why it's being called the silent march. When you read these notes, you will see how it affects you and everyone around you, because they express the feelings of the loved ones you have lost, what they meant to you, what they meant to others, and how it can affect everyone.
If they would take just a few minutes and just put into their minds, if they would lose the person that they love the most, whether it be a girlfriend, a mother, someone that's very dear to them, they can close their eyes and just think about what effect that would do to them if they never saw that person again, or saw somebody actually abusing that person with a gun and seeing that person's eyes as they're dying. I think that would affect them tremendously. I don't think they would use a gun if they would have those thoughts in their head before they picked up a gun.
With Skyline Community is the kids in it, the adults who support it, the companies behind it, the government agencies on a municipal, state, and federal level. Skyline Community is truly the whole community who gets involved to make things happen in a positive manner for our youth, which is our future.
I'd recommend Skyline Community to someone else. That way they can broaden their experiences and reach out to whether the business community or their own community. I feel that it's a positive, I feel that Skyline Community gives such a positive message that somebody can take that in and give it to somebody else and give it to somebody else like a chain, and I feel that that's very important.
What comes to mind when someone says Skyline Community is togetherness, family, love, mostly love.
Louis he's someone that after you meet him, well, for me, my life was changed in a way that, he's one of those people that comes through your life maybe once in a lifetime that just leaves you with a lot. He gives his whole self to you.
He always keeps that open line. He always keeps the connection going. And like I said before, after 5 years and to still be communicating with him, it blows my mind. It's like he's a mentor.
Skyline is a family, in my opinion, because we are put in a group situation to do a project as a group. It's not one individual working on separate projects. So we see each other every day, all day, and we gain a special bond.
Definitely. I feel that Skyline is definitely a family. I do think Skyline is a positive influence because it's something that high school students can say, I did that.
Well, I'm never leaving Skyline, so what I'm gonna do in Skyline is better my life and hopefully to educate others.